The news update, and of course, today is Saturday morning, and it is I'm going to say, it is really the 15th, 2017. I'm not going to talk more, I'm not going to talk much about the situation with the Shields and all, because I think I said all what I need to say. And I just hope that they wake up and realize what's really going on and really get their kids and get better associations for their kids, and I hope they can work things out with me, and also I can see them all again because I love them and miss them very much. That's why I did that. I wasn't trying to say something bad. Everything I said was the truth. You can't basically use something against somebody when you're saying the exact truth. And I'm going to say this to the Shields because I know they watch these. I'm going to say, the only way I can contact you or talk to you is through the internet. You don't talk to me, you don't call me, you don't see me in person. So the only way I can reach out is through the web. So the only way, if we were having a dialogue or discussion like rational people, and Sean was being rational and being normal instead of the way she's being right now, I would have talked to you privately about what I said on the internet yesterday and the day before. But because we don't have that cognito of communications going, I have to reach to you through these types of means. So anyway, I just want to move on with the news today. It's Saturday, and hopefully everybody's going to have a good day. It's not going to be as hot today like it was yesterday. Highs around 88, Mechanicsville. Lower humidity values, which is good. The air, however, will probably be running. It will still be warm. So don't be thinking it's like a spring day. No, it's not going to be that cold. But it's going to be like 10 degrees or 12 degrees cooler today, but it's still going to be hot. So don't be thinking, well, oh wow, I can open the windows. Well, you can open them, but it's still going to be hot. But not as hot heat wave or dangerously hot like it was the last 3 days. So today will be nice, and tomorrow is going to be even nicer. So, and then we get back into the heat wave, microwave on Thursday. So, and right now it doesn't look like we're going to see any thunderstorms. I thought we were going to get hit with those bad thunderstorms. If you all were praying for me, Shields, everybody, if you're praying for me to keep the weather away from our station and around from here, I really do appreciate it. I love you very much. I do. All you Shields, I do. I love your mom and dad. Even your mom, even though she's got these problems, I still love her. I wanna tell you, it's just really wonderful what God is doing here, and is really opening up my eyes to a lot of things about people and about life in general, and just really have widened my horizons, and broadened my understanding. I think it's really good to know people, and it's a gift to be able to spend time with people and be able to talk to people, and to be able to take that time is a wonderful thing. And when you can speak to people all around the world, that's a good thing. And speaking about things, let's talk about going around the world. Well, we have a couple headlines this morning, like we always do. My version of the news. We have where a big sinkhole has opened up in Tampa Bay, Florida, and swallowed up a number of homes. We don't know if anybody was killed in those things or not. A huge sinkhole opened up in Tampa Bay, and there's dangers that more might be sucked into this big, huge, enveloping sinkhole. It does stink because you're losing your house and everything, because it's scary. But that's what's going on in Florida. And then we have another news story where, remember when they had that big earthquake about a couple years ago, and it was horrible, and all this radiation got released into the ocean? And well, now what they want to do is take all that radioactive water and dump the whole thing into the ocean. That's their solution for getting rid of the radiation and removing it, is just to put it all in the sea, so it can kill more fish and mutate more species and change species, which I don't think is a good idea at all. There's got to be another way how to do this than just simply dumping it into the ocean ecosystem. I think it's dangerous. I think it's disastrous. It's going to cause cancer more to go up. It's going to cause a lot more other things because radiation does that. Study after study after study that proves this fact. So why would you want to dump this stuff into our ocean and destroy the food chain that feeds most of the world with radioactive waste? We're isotopic waste. It shouldn't even be in the ocean in the first place. They should find another way to remove that stuff, not put it in our oceans. They should find a way to neutralize that. Now, I know they got things where they can run tests and filters that can kind of, take a lot of it out of there, but there's still going to be quite a bit still in there because it doesn't remove all nuclear waste or isotopes from that water. Now, on Lisa Haven's report, it's come from Lisa Haven, it talks about where there are a group of globalists that are opting to spray what is called Lysol in the atmosphere in an attempt to try to cool it down. Now they got proof about this, and they're saying this is what they need to do to cool it down. Now these crazy liberal scientists nuts are doing this, and really they're not God, but they're acting like God, which could cause global phantom, which would lead to social unrest, and it would definitely cause a huge frenzy worldwide. There would be food shortages as a result and massive die-offs, and also lots of people would die. So as a result over time, because if it affects the animals, eventually it's going to affect all of us, humanity as well, because we're all connected in the big circle of life. So we're at the top, the animals are below us, and eventually when they get affected, we too as people will be the last to be affected. So we need to think about these stuff. We really do. Putting Lysol in the air, carbon monoxide, like I said, we are in what is called a closed ecosystem, which it needs carbon monoxide to create oxygen. The plants transfer through photosynthesis carbon dioxide into oxygen, which makes it breathable for the plants as well as for all animals and humans on the earth. And that's how oxygen is made. And that's how plants grow, and that's how the atmosphere is thickened. And that's how the ozone layer is also strengthened, and the magnetic layer that goes around the earth and so forth. So, they're playing God, and they're going to destroy all that, and also ultimately destroy a lot of humans on the earth as well as animals. So that's pretty much what these nuts are doing, okay? Which is pretty sad and very disturbing all at the same time. Okay. Also, there was a good Bible verse that came out from John Burns. He's the guy that I know, a brother in Christ. And I think he put this out last week, but I aired it again because this is so important. And his article talks about dangerous assumptions. Many times people will label people falsely and also say a lot of accusations about people without knowing all the facts, or they'll jump the gun. I think it's so fitting about what happened with me and the Shields family, because that's basically what happened there. And, a lot of times when you get talking to other people and you get into things, people tend to jump the gun, especially when they're paranoid and they have some other mental problems, and it can make things a lot worse, because that's really what happened here. And I'm not lying about that. It really did happen. And that's why, things escalated and why things happened the way they did. I really believe that, truly. And I've said that before, time and time again. And I think, I know the Lord's going to bring us back together, all of us. And, it might not be quite the same, but I think in time it'll get better. As long as, people can be rational and not make up stuff and accusations and, and not try to be like they're going to be a prison when you're over there and document everything you say and do, because there's no reason for that. Maybe just like me over there recording what they do and recording their meetings, because if I hear, because that's what I heard Barbara saying on the phone a couple days ago, well, if you bring it back into family, you're going to have to document everything he says and does. So if that's the case, then I'm going to have to record everything when I go there. I'm going to be bringing a recorder. I'm going to be wired. So I can document everything that they say and do. Okay. So, that we don't need to be doing that. I mean, we're family. We don't need to be doing that crazy stuff, because that's, sort of like, analyzing and taking things out of context. That's kind of what happened here in the first place. Talking to that barber girl across the hallway, guys, was a bad move. because she's very paranoid and something wrong with her. So you just got to stop talking to her. You got to cut off that lady. Okay, stop communicating. If you're bringing your daughter over, you got to find somewhere else to put your daughter, or take her to. Pray take your daughter somewhere. And this place is not it. So she's caused a lot of damage in your family, and it's got your kids mad at you. Okay, so if you want to, try to get your kids better, then you probably might want to talk. You might want to bring me back in your family because it's crazy what happened there. And and she had a lot to do with it. I would say about 98% of it was Barbara Poe's doing, and of course, Sean had a lot to do with it too because she listened to all that garbage that she was talking about. All right. Now, we have another article talking about the sun that came out yesterday morning, but it's important because there's a huge hole on it, and it's flaring up, and it's shooting huge energies, or winds, or energy towards the Earth. It's all facing right towards us. I mean, the whole planet. So there was a huge, huge flare. It came off the sun. It was a lot bigger than what they've seen ever. That went off Friday. And we don't know what effects that's triggered in the earth or earthquakes, as it is in earthquakes or tsunamis. We have no idea, or weather phenomena, because the sun controls all that and can also, that's what the sun does. But like I'm saying, we have no idea what effects that will do. We don't know what it's doing. We know that some upper bands of communication, government bands, and some satellite things were interrupted a little bit today, or yesterday, and they may be still interrupted today. Off and on, maybe blackouts. And some internet areas were down briefly because it had something to do with that flare in the area where they were and around where that flare hit the earth. So just be aware of that. If you have sensitive equipment, you need to make sure it's shielded by this stuff. There are videos online that teach you how to make a Faraday cage for all your electronics. And also for your TVs and stuff, how to keep them shielded from CME or EMP pulses. So you need to go online and go to YouTube and type in CME, how to make a CME shield or EMP shield device or Faraday cage for your small electronic equipment. How to make a room. You can also do a room to put all your big computers and servers and everything in to keep them shielded from an EMP or CME type of event. So go online, you can actually put that in and on. They have lots of how-to videos on how to do just that kind of thing in your home or in your business, so that when you have a huge thing, all your stuff will still work. However, the power that comes to it may not work, but hey, your equipment will still work once the power comes back on. So, while everybody else's is all fried and burn up because they didn't, get it shielded, they didn't have a room to put all that stuff in to keep it safe from all this. They recommend that you get one of those computer bags, that's an anti-static or anti-charge bag that you can get them. You can order them from any computer surplus supplier. You don't have to be an IT person to get them. They do sell them at Amazon, or they do sell them at other computer places where you can just order them as a regular consumer. And basically, you can put all small like tablets in there, and they make them in different sizes. So make sure you get the type of bag that fits your device or devices. If you have cell phones and smaller tablets, they'll fit in those hard drive bags. Make sure it's sealed, and that'll keep your stuff shielded from any electrical or static or any type of surge of that thing. It'll actually be safe in those bags, believe it or not. So you can order those to keep your small electronics safe from that kind of stuff. But a little peace of mind goes a long way. So you don't have to rebuy a whole lot of stuff. And you can do your whole house like this too, and keep your stuff plugged in. And you can actually shield it from that kind of stuff. Now, I have not heard anything more from Lori Carter. So I don't know, or Katie, I don't know what went on there, why they removed me as being their friend and all, I don't know. That's the part I don't understand. I'm kind of speechless because I don't know why they did it anyway. But maybe they'll get back with me, because I don't know what happened there. I still don't. But anyway, hopefully we'll, really, we'll touch base sometime, and maybe Laura will have some time to think. 'Cause maybe she just needs some space. She's probably doing that with a lot of people right now, because she goes through different cycles with her moods and with her, the way she feels and how she can be angry and be upset and be sad and all. She may be bipolar, so people that are like that often do have problems with keeping or maintaining friends, and that's why they act this way. So, and there's nothing wrong with being bipolar, but it's just you have to get medicine to control it. And if you try to do it yourself, that won't work. So that's why you need to get on medication to help control those, control your emotions, or that kind of thing. If you're like that, okay. But it's so important to pray for people that are like that, because there's a lot of people that are like that. I have friends that are like that, and when I say this stuff, I'm not putting you all down. I wish you didn't have to deal with that crazy up and down seesaw kind of thing. It's hard. I know it's hard on you, but just remember that God loves you, and so do I. And just remember the good things you have, and don't. If you get mad or you're already feeling really mad, don't try to go out and try to start a fight with somebody, because a lot of times they don't know why they're mad, so then they'll go and find something to be mad about since they're already mad, and so they'll go and start a fight with somebody or argue with somebody to escalate it into that. So you don't want to do that, okay? If you're upset, just better just to stay away from people until your mood changes, and that way you won't say things or do things that you regret. Okay, because bipolar stuff, you don't really have control over your mood until it changes. So if you're sad or you're angry, you're going to be mean and be disruptive and rude and obnoxious until that mood changes. Okay, that's usually how that works. Now, bipolar means it's one extreme to another. Now, they do have what is called a single pole, or they call it a unitary pole, and that's where you experience one emotion for a long time. Okay, and you could be sad for a longer period of time, and that's worse than being bipolar, because bipolar can change any time, whereas unipole just kind of just stays there for a long time, and then you come back out to a better mood, and you could be like that for a long time for no reason, and then and it just is like a whole lot longer. So it's better to get the medicine to help you to be able to balance that, because that means there's something your body is lacking in your brain, and that's why you react, or why this happens to you, because something is not right or level at the right level in your chemistry in your brain, and that's why your brain, or why you behave that way. So if you get medicine, that'll calm you down. It doesn't put you to sleep. No, it just makes you more emotionally, centered. And that way you'll be able to get along with people, and you'll be a lot nicer, and you'll actually probably start making more friends. Because if you're always, moody, and you're always mean, and you're trying to handle it without medication, that doesn't work, because you keep losing a lot of friends, because you probably need something to balance those moods out so that you can be more even and be more balanced, so that you can, be able to function like you need to every day. And that's what the medicine, if you have the right medicine combination, that's what it will do. And it doesn't cost a lot of money to do it. Once you get the right medication, the test may cost a lot. That's why you had better have insurance to get that done. And insurance is the best thing. You should have it, especially if you have that kind of condition, or if you're, if you have any kind of mental condition, you should have insurance to pay your bills. That's just so important, people. There's some people out here trying to do it without insurance, and that's why they're struggling. And that doesn't help the situation. That's why you should try to get on insurance. I mean, you can have your children on insurance, but if you're a parent, you need to also be on insurance too, because something could happen to you, and definitely, that you wouldn't have no way to pay for it, and you would never come out of debt. You would still be owing the hospital and the doctors thousands of dollars. But if you have insurance, most of that would be paid, and that would take a big purge off your debt. And that's why you have it, because that's what insurance will do. That's what it's there for. Okay, And it's not like you're going to go to the hospital for getting hurt or go to the hospital because of an accident or whatever. But you don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's good to have it. Because I tell you what, insurance really has saved me thousands of dollars in medical costs and hospitalization when I had to go in the hospital for surgery, for my eye surgery. I mean, my retina surgery was $60,000. 65,000. It was that expensive for real. And if I didn't have insurance, that would be all. I'd still be paying it, but it's all paid off. But you see, the insurance paid most of it. So probably about almost all of it. They paid about 90% of it. And I had to pay about 11,000, and I paid 5, and then Catholic Charities and other charities paid the rest because I couldn't pay it because I lost my job. So they paid whatever I owed that was left. I think it was like 4,000. That they almost 5,000 they paid of it, but the rest I paid out of my pocket. So that's what they're there for. They're charities. You just got to go down to the billing place and ask for them. And if you don't have insurance, that's okay. You can still go down there and ask for charities. Someone said something to me the other day they thought that you had to have insurance. I said, no, you can go you can go down to the bill place in the hospital and ask them. You have to ask them because they're not going to tell you about these charities that will help pay your bill if you can't afford it. But you got to bring yourself down off that pedestal and go down there and talk to them, okay? Because they're there. If you don't have a lot of money, whether you have insurance or not, they're there to help with the rest that you can't pay. But you at least have to pay something, and they'll pay the rest. But you just work that out, and the hospital will help you, or the doctor where you go. They also a lot of times have people that will help, like charities or churches. So you need to just go to your doctor privately. He's not going to go and tell that you don't have a lot of money because, they're there to help you. And they want you to get well, and they want their bill to be paid. So, of course, they got ways. Probably a lot of doctors do have some resources there for people that don't have a lot of money. And if you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. It's not bad that you don't. It'd be nice if you did, but hey, not everybody does. I don't have a lot of money right now, so I know what you're talking about. I feel you, but things happen in life, and you have to still get things done. Because that's part of life. I mean, you have surgeries and things that you need to take care of. So that's important, folks, and that's something to really think about. So you take care of yourself, and, God will take care of you, and you'll live longer, and, keep your head to the grindstone and keep looking for ways to get some help if you need it. If you really need it, there's lots of agencies out there and groups that will help you, but you need to just go and do the steps that it takes to get that all lined up so you can have your bill taken care of. Otherwise, you're going to have a bill and it's not going to be taken care of. And then you're going to be struggling even more, even though you're already struggling now. And after you have your surgery, which will help you probably will better you because it usually does most of the time, but then you're stuck with another bill, so there you're struggling even more financially. So don't get in that hole, come off that pedestal, like I said, and go down there and ask them. That's what they're there for, I'm a preacher, nobody online could give any money to me because they think I just blow it on my bills and they don't want to help my ministry. So, they want to come up with all kinds of excuses. And I have some guy telling me, that I shouldn't be asking for money because videos on YouTube are always free to watch. And yeah, they're free to watch, but when you watch a ministry, you give, and he's saying that my video product is not quality product, and he's always watching my videos, so evidently it must be pretty good. He just don't want to pay anything, and that's what it really is, or he's just a troll. So that's probably the other thing too. But anyway, because there's a lot of trolls out there. And if he's a real person, he would realize all that and give something instead of making a big, fuss about it. And be a real Christian about it instead of acting like that, being, kind of two-faced, and thinking that everything's for free all the time. That's what a lot of you all do. And I'm just going to tell you the truth, I'm in a lot of pain, so I might sound more direct today, but I'm having a lot of pain right now. So, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying the truth because I'm just telling you. And every month that I ask and you all don't give, it doesn't help my financial situation. you don't understand what's going on here. And when I ask, I'm not asking to take money to go blow it on town. I'm using it towards the bills here for the church, the logo software, the electricity here, the computers, the internet, the equipment to shoot this stuff on. And you all sit there and then you got to sit there, somebody has to sit there and say my video quality is not good. Where in the world you come from? I mean, I give all this kind of content, do all this in the news updates and broadcast and all this stuff, and you're going to say my quality's not that good? I tell you what, well, if it ain't that good, Mr. Fritz, why don't you get on there and start making your own videos and show me up? Like I asked you to do before, but you never had the balls to do it. So, why don't you keep your mouth shut? Because I don't think you're very good. Because it was very rude, and you're very wrong about what you're saying. Because I work my butt off on these videos, and I study real hard with what I do, and I don't appreciate your attitude. And I'm just going to call you out because you're wrong in what you're saying, buddy. You just don't want to give, and that's really what the crux of what most of y'all are doing, And I don't mind you watching the videos, but you need to give. It's so important. Part of being faithful is giving, and that's what we're called to do. None of you don't really give anything, do you? But it's really what you're supposed to do. It's just like when you go to a job, when you go to your job, you want to get paid. Well, same is here for me as a minister. I want to get paid. Okay? That's the thing that upsets me, because I see you all buying all this stuff on the internet, see you going out to eat and doing all this other stuff, and you're able to do all that, but you can't throw me $5 or $10 every once or twice a month. I mean, something just doesn't add up. I mean, I'm just saying, something, you're able to do all this other stuff, but you can't throw me some money every once in a while. Throw me a bone. Just say, hey, we appreciate what you're doing, brother. We really know you need it. We love you. Keep up the good work, or maybe send me an idea on how I can change something, I've asked that too. But this guy was just downright cruel and rude, He said I was accusing people of not giving. I never said that. I said, you're not giving to this ministry. However, you're consuming the content, but you're not giving. And that's just as wrong as not giving at a church. And some of y'all probably don't give at church because you wouldn't have made those comments if you did give. Because a lot of it has to do with your attitude. All of it has to do with your attitude. It's just like if I'm inspired to be a star or I'm inspired to do something, I'm going to do everything with all my attitude, with my soul and in my heart. But, if my heart and soul is not in it, then why do it in the first place? Because it really would be meaningless. Usually when you have a vision, you have a purpose, you have a directive, you have a plan in place, like I do. And the plan is to get a real church building, not just to be present online as a church, but also to be in a real physical building too. So right now I do this out of my apartment, okay, dude? There's not really a lot of room here to have a lot of you all lovely people over here. I would love to have you over. There's no room. It's really small. 500 square feet to be exact. So that's not a lot of room to have. So that's why it's online mainly. Okay? But see, I'm trying to raise money like my cousin is trying to raise money for his church, because I'm doing the same thing he's doing. And really trying to grow and do this ministry. Honest to God. If you watch another video, I cussed a little bit because I'm really upset at the mother who's saying all these false accusations about me. And, it's all lies. And, I have a right to say something, but I probably shouldn't have cussed. But, hey, I was mad. I'm human. And I asked God to forgive me after that video because I normally don't do that. But, when you got all this stuff going on and you hear it coming back to you every day about people asking you, did you really do that to her daughter? When I didn't do anything to her. The only thing I did to her is just be nice to her and love her like a person would love her to be responsible. I wasn't inappropriate with her. I really do love her. And I love the boys too. I love them very much too. Does that mean I'm a predator? No. Just, it's no different than the way Charlie and Sean love their kids. It's the same kind of thing. So, when, people say love, people always want to go somewhere where they shouldn't go. That's kind of what happened here. So, people just kind of jumped the gun. That's what happened. So, But I want to, but it's really true, please give, and please, think about New Hunter Church of Christ. Think about the ministry and stop thinking, all these other things and being judgmental and critical, I like to say I appreciate, Doug, you giving the $80 you gave on Memorial Day. I really do appreciate that, buddy. If you want to send another donation, just give me a call, and we'll do it. And, of course, remember, you can write it off. The Silva's Media will appear on your bank statement. And, of course, it will show the amount that you gave, and that's what it will show. But all church donations get taken out of there, and they're not used for my business. They're separate. But my business isn't doing very well right now. So if you want to give by Give Me Work, that's another way. I've always say this, but I don't know. People just don't listen to all the videos. I think they only listen to a few seconds of them, and then they stop and think they know everything about what the video is about, when really they have no idea because they didn't listen to the whole thing. They just listened to a few seconds of it. And that's really not how you really hear everything unless you actually watch it from beginning to end. It's like a story, just like these videos. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And, I encourage that you will watch all of them, because there's a lot of things in there that can help you. And hopefully it will help you, and because that's the reason why I do all this stuff and take the time and do this labor of love, and hopefully you all help me financially some too as a result, because this is a ministry. Yeah, the videos are free. You're right, Fritz. But the ministry is also a requirement. As a ministry, you do give to it. Okay, so yeah, the videos you can watch all of them all day long and sing songs, but. And yeah, it's FREE because you like free stuff. Everybody does. But common sense tells you when you watch something, you give to support it so that can continue. Because without your support financially, I don't know how much longer I can do this. So that's just where we're at. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to just go for the day, and I hope everybody has a good day. Peace out. Love you from New Hunter Church of Christ, and take care. God bless you.